News.
We have got some movie news for everybody.
Movie news. Not breaking news because it broke yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it broke yesterday news.
That's right. And today we have time to talk about it.
Yeah, well, a little bit. We both
a
got
little
meetings.
Yeah. Well, we got a little bit of time to talk about it, but we don't really need to delve too much into it because if you want more, just look it up. But
there you go.
we're at least going to bring it to your attention, unless in case you haven't heard. So should we start off with the good news or this kind of sad news?
Let's start off with the kind of sad news and end good. How about that?
That sounds great.
Yeah.
All right. So yesterday, Joe Schumacher. I think I spelled his name right.
It's Joel Schumacher.
Joel Schumacher. Oh my gosh, I got all kinds of things wrong.
Joe Schumacher is his brother. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Here. I will.
Yeah. Joel, Joe, same family, same. There we go.
Same idea. There we go.
I just want to report Joe
gosh.
Schumacher is still alive.
That's right.
The family of Joe Schumacher. If you're watching this, he's okay.
No, I'm so sorry.
It's all good.
That's what happens when you're trying to rush real fast. You don't spell it right, and then you just say it, and then you're like, oh.
Oh, that's funny. It's all good.
Oh man. Yeah. So Joe Schumacher yesterday, at the age of 80, has passed away.
Yep. I didn't know he had cancer. He battled cancer for over a year.
Yeah. I didn't know either. I mean, he hasn't been really much in the movie news area anyways.
No.
So maybe that's why a lot of people just didn't know what was going on. But Joe Schumacher, I know, Gary, you have a little filmography that you want to bring
up.
So
well, I just wanted to kind of highlight a little bit, talk about him. He's been a discussion of. So I have some difficulty with Joel Schumacher, but I don't know where to stand because he directed Batman and Robin. Which you guys have known if you watched this for a little bit. We have very strong feelings on how trash that movie is. Yeah. And he ruined Batman for a while.
But he did do Batman Forever, which is watchable.
It is watchable. But I think it's time to blame the studio more than him.
Oh, absolutely.
Would you agree? Can we go ahead and just lay our swords down and just let Joel Schumacher have peace and rest in peace and say, Joel Schumacher, we're not blaming you for Batman and Robin any longer. It was Warner Brothers' fault. They wanted to sell toys.
Yeah. Well, if we want to be completely fair, I wasn't even mad at Schumacher. Honestly, I was more mad at George Clooney for letting that nonsense happen and going along with it.
He was the poster of it, yeah.
I mean, he is the reason why I refuse to watch any movie with him in it. I'm like, you ruined Batman. See, I always blamed George Clooney because I'm like, a guy of your status.
He knew better.
You know better, and you could have done something different.
You walk off the set of ER, a really serious show, to Bat Nipples saying, "Hi, Freeze, I'm Batman."
Yes, and it just.
But
so I blame him more than anything.
Yeah,
he could have done something. We know the star power people have.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know if you saw my Instagram yesterday, but I put on here when I found out of the passing of Joel Schumacher. I wanted to just kind of talk a little bit about some of the movies he made that I really enjoyed over my time, my life. So I don't want him to just be remembered for Batman and Robin. He directed The Lost Boys, which is a movie I own in my collection. I like to visit it every Halloween. I would say it is rated R for some frightening images, brief cussing, and mild violence. A movie called A Time to Kill, which is very good. A tough watch, of Samuel L. Jackson, Matthew McConaughey, and Sandra Bullock. And Phone Booth.
Yes.
With Colin Farrell, Kiefer Sutherland, and Forrest Whitaker.
Which I totally forgot that he made that movie, and I absolutely love Phone Booth. The movie's so good. That should have been an underrated if we would have remembered about it.
Very underrated. Fun fact, all those movies I just mentioned, Kiefer Sutherland is in all of them.
Oh, check that out.
Yep.
Hey, every director has their favorite actors that they put in roles over and over again.
Kiefer Sutherland, Jack Bauer, he's the man. But I just wanted to highlight a few of his movies, and thoughts and prayers to his family.
Yeah, I know it's sad when you see someone who has. I mean, I know because of Batman and Robin, people would probably say it was up and down. But honestly, when you look at that filmography, like it's not like he did a bunch of. He had one bad movie. Even just from that list, it's like, all right, he had one bad movie of some big movies you might think of for him. Like I don't think you can tarnish a man's entire legacy over one movie.
No, I don't think so.
Especially when he gave the studio exactly what they wanted, as you mentioned yesterday. So, like, he was doing his job.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. I mean, he did some solid movies if you look on his IMDb. So
Yeah. So
Joel
Patrick
Schumacher,
Smith, yeah.
not Joe.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, sir.
Yes.
Thank you for
Rest
the
in
Lost
peace.
Boys.
Yeah, and send prayers to his family and close friends and such that actually knew him. Losing a loved one is very hard.
Yes.
So we praise him for what he's done on the big screen, and but those who knew him best are in a lot of pain. So lots of prayers to him and his family.
Absolutely.
So
all right.
Switching
Good news.
Switching gears here to more good news. Micheal Keaton,
Yes.
the man who is known to be walking around sets of other movies that he's filming, whispering into people's ears, saying, "I am Batman."
Yes, there he is behind my shoulder there.
There he is.
On the wall.
Reports are that he is in talks or confirmed, depends on what you read, to be coming back as that poster right there behind Gary, coming back as Batman. The reports are that he's coming back for the new Flash movie, which the Flash movie is rumored to be Flashpoint, maybe going to different universes, alternate universes, because he changes the timeline, all that kind of stuff. So it makes sense to have him come back. And it's been known that Keaton's like, I would definitely reprise this role. Now, will he be seen in the cape and cowl? We don't know. Maybe he'll just be an old Bruce Wayne.
We'll see.
Because we've always said, Batman Beyond movie, him as the old Bruce Wayne, money.
Yep.
Like,
Let's have it.
on.
Have it.
Maybe this will set that up. Maybe DC's finally thinking right, But this seems like something in the right direction.
It very much is. I'm a little hesitant. I'm excited, and I really, really hope this happens. Efren and I went to lunch with our good buddy Dom yesterday after our show, and when I got back, I saw that, and I was like, "How long were we at lunch? What year is it?" And very excited to see. Very excited at the idea. I have wanted to see. So Micheal Keaton, he was Batman for me for a very long time until Christian Bale in Batman Begins. He was Batman. And he's still one of the top Batmans for me. Batman Returns was the first movie I saw in the theater. I had the VHS of 1989's Batman. I watched him constantly, and I have always wanted to see him return to that role because not only as Batman, he's one of my favorites. He's one of my favorite actors of all time. I love Micheal Keaton, and I always thought I've always wanted to see that one more installment of him taking on that role again.
Especially because it's always been promised.
It's always been promised.
Tim Burton had the plan.
He had the plan, and Warner Brothers made a really bad decision.
Yes,
anyway, moving on from that, but this news excites me. The idea of bringing him back in some form or fashion, in that universe, the multiverse, whatever they're trying to do, it seems really cool what they're trying to do. And I read rumors are they want him to have some type of Nick Fury role in this new universe they're starting, and I am down with that. That sounds really awesome. And if this, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but if this does happen, maybe it leads to more things because it's a multi-picture deal they're talking about. Yep. And if it does lead to him having a standalone Batman movie again, I mean, I'm all for that. Yeah. That'd be really cool.
Maybe the old grizzled Batman that we've seen in other animated movies and comic books. I mean, that'd be awesome. Maybe even having I don't know if it would happen, but maybe even bringing Batfleck back and having two old grizzled Bruce Waynes running around out there. And but obviously maybe Micheal Keaton can't continue. Maybe more that Batman Beyond type of idea.
That would be really cool.
But then Batfleck can continue. It's almost like the last leg of it, And so and how cool will it be? Like Micheal Keaton's like, hey, that was me 10, 15 years ago. Let me help you through this. Let me help you finish strong. That'd be kind of cool.
That'd be really cool.
I think that'd be really sweet.
Be really cool. But this is like I said, I'm a little hesitant. I'm excited, but I'm nervous. When Warner Brothers, they've talked about Flashpoint for a while. There's been all kinds of rumors, all kinds of changes. And I'm also nervous because there's been also talks about Micheal Keaton doing things like Beetlejuice 2, that's been confirmed and then canceled. And I just hope this isn't another one of those. I don't want to get my hopes up, but I'm excited.
Hopefully not. I mean, we're putting this news out here. I mean, fans, our age and probably older, have been looking forward to this forever. Because like you said, for us, he is Batman. We were born in a time when when Adam West was done as Batman, like if we saw any of that, it was reruns. And then we had Michael Keaton was Batman, like he is the man, and we had those first two movies, and it's like, this is great. And then you had Batman Forever and so on and so forth. And we were just kind of like, and then we had no Batman for the longest time. I mean, the only Batman we had was at that point reruns of Kevin Conroy on the animated series.
Yeah.
But we had nothing until Christian Bale. So, and obviously we all know how we feel about those movies. But
up until Christian Bale, we had Michael Keaton and we had Kevin Conroy.
Yeah. And I have to be honest, like, I think I've told you this before, Gary. Like, even when Batman Begins came out, I didn't go see it right away because I'm like, it's not going to be as good as Michael Keaton. Like, I did not see Batman Begins in the theater until, like, almost its last week of run of what that movie would have been. Because I'm like, it's not Michael Keaton. And, like, that's how...
I went to see it by default because I was like, it's Batman, but I wasn't, like, running to the theater.
Right. But, well, that's like I have a friend of mine in high school who's also a huge movie guy and movie edits and all that kind of stuff. Like he was like, you have to go see it because he's a huge Batman fan as well. Like I have Spider-Man, you have Batman. He's like you, like Batman's like his guy. And he was when finally he's like, you have to go see it, man. I've seen it twice. Like you got to go. And I was like, all right, I trust you. So then I finally went and saw it, and I was like, wow, this is like fantastic. Like what it was, but that's the thing is like I didn't even want to. Yeah. Because Michael Keaton was just such a high standard of Batman. Yeah. And so to hear that he's coming back, hopefully they do this right. WB, don't screw this up.
No,
if anyone happens from WB to hear us, don't screw this up.
And honestly, as talented as Michael Keaton is, and Warner Brothers is the only ones that can screw it up.
I know, right?
Let him do his thing. You know, it'd be cool to see. I know he's kind of he's done some. It'd be cool to see maybe Tim Burton back in the fold at some point in some form or fashion, maybe.
Especially if they're gonna have like maybe a section of the movie is in his universe. Like you kind of need Tim Burton there to at least like give advice on what that feels like, what that environment is.
Yeah, and and I hope they stick to what they're trying to do. I hope this Flash movie does get made. Because I think I'd love to see more of that character and. Make the Flash movie, put Michael Keaton in it, kind of a background role, and then go from there. Yeah.
If they're trying to reboot the whole DCEU and do it right, now's the time, and you got the perfect guy to be your leading man through it. Like, don't screw this up.
Don't screw it up.
You can do this.
That was I was pleasantly surprised to see that yesterday. And
yes, but they just question what else they're doing, like with the other new Batman. It's like it is like, what are you trying to accomplish?
Yeah,
but we'll see. Maybe
that's a little confusing.
Put it all together.
Yeah, maybe Flashpoint put it all together, or is it a completely separate thing, kind of like Joker? Yeah. I've read something like they're gonna do something like, I know I'm not versed in the comic world as much as you are or others are, but isn't there something called like DC Dark or something where it's like a whole different section of stories that aren't tied to other things?
Yeah, it is like an alternate universe where everything's much more darker and grittier.
And I think that's what they're trying to do. They're going to have like the multiverse over here that kind of somewhat connects to DCU, and then they're going to have like the Pattinson stuff going on, and then the other Joker stuff going on.
Because they do have like the Justice League Dark, which is like Constantine and other like kind of random, like more like demons and spirituality type of side of things, where they have a Justice League to handle that. Kind of like how Marvel has Doctor Strange to handle all those more spiritual magic realm. Like that's what Justice League Dark does. Gotcha. So like they have a bunch. I mean, listen, DC isn't short of storylines to pull from. Just pull them and put it together. Like it's not that. Like obviously, I mean, I guess it is hard, but like it can be done. Like DC has much more stories to tell than Marvel has, like historically speaking. So they can do this and they can do it right. Just get some people in there who love comics and know what they're doing and are going to study the source material and then do the best they can. Because we're not saying it has to be exactly like comics. Obviously, Marvel, MCU didn't do that. But just like make it good.
Yep, make it good. But Michael Keaton, welcome back, sir.
Yes,
hopefully.
Welcome back. Hopefully.
Just do it, okay? Just do it, all right? I mean, seriously.
Yeah. Honestly, it could just be more semantics at this point of like, okay, what's the contract going to look like? Hopefully that's all it is, and they're moving forward with this. Because, I mean, because it could be...
And while we're on the subject of Michael Keaton, can we get a multiplicity too?
No.
Okay.
No, we cannot.
Moving on.
Yes, moving right along. But listen, seeing him as the Vulture, in that Morbius trailer, more Vulture Michael Keaton, that's exciting.
He's the man.
Because let's be real, when he pulled out that gun on Spider-Man in that scene and was like, we're going to have a chat. Dude, he was scary. So,
Oh, yeah.
So I want more of that.
Yes,
But-
me too.
So speaking of dark, scary, and being faithful to the comics, I'm going to bring this up. There is a reboot of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that is coming because obviously the Bay Turtles were, the first one was, the second half was good. The first half was the Megan Fox show and it was complete trash. And the second one was, we're just going to give all you guys who said you want Rocksteady and Bebop, here you go. And that's pretty much all we got. Movie wasn't very good. If you want to turn off your brain and just reminisce, then fine. But it wasn't very good. I do own it because, principle of having it. But anyways. But there was also a report that came out yesterday that they are going to make this new reboot darker and grittier, more faithful to the comics.
Yeah.
And which is exciting because the classic TMNT that we loved, the 1990, was darker and grittier.
It was.
So are they going to go?
It still was Ninja Turtles, but it was darker.
Yes. So are they just going to do it like that, or are they going to go even darker, like more faithful to the comics, which would be sick because then you could delve more into the actual like ninja side and stuff like that.
And I think what we're seeing right now with movies and comic movies in general, and it may be a conversation for another time, but we're seeing movies, and I don't necessarily agree with the direction, and like we're seeing things like Joker, we're seeing things like Logan a few years ago. We're seeing these superhero movies, maybe a little bit too much in like language and stuff like that, but that we're being darker. People want to see these edgier types of spins on these superheroes, not, we don't want so I think that's what studios are starting to realize, and people talk about Ninja Turtles, they talk about that first one. We watched it with our youth groups Friday night, and I asked some of them, I said, hey, does that movie hold up to what Efren and I were talking about? Does it hold up to this day? And they're like, yeah, absolutely. So, and so I think that's, and hopefully this happens because, it would be really incredible.
Yeah, well, I think the movie's happening regardless. I just hope it happens what they're reporting.
Yeah.
That it will be a lot more like what fans have been wanting. Because that's the thing. It's like you and I, people our age who grew up with Ninja Turtles, and like not just the movie, but the cartoons and stuff. But yeah, the cartoons were campy. But then when we got that first movie, we were like, wow, this is Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Because it is. It's like you don't want because like Logan, I know it's rated R and has a lot of bad stuff in it, but like people wanted that because they're like, he has these claws and he's barely using them. Like all he does is slice up metal. Like in the comic, he actually like took people's limbs off and stuff like that. And same with Ninja Turtles. Like they're ninjas. They have these weapons. Like they don't hold a weapon and punch somebody.
Yeah.
And then, but spoiler for everyone, in the original TMNT comic, they kill off Shredder. So they had to like work a way to bring him back and stuff. But again, just ninja stuff. Yeah.
Casey Jones. I love that part. Yeah, and what I love about the first one, and then unfortunately I have to go because don't you hate when work gets in the way of fun?
Absolutely.
But what I love about the first one, I was thinking about this Friday night, I think is a very realistic. Well, if Ninja Turtles entered the real world, I think the way that movie, people around them respond to it is that's how things would happen.
Oh yeah.
And having that darker real world spin on it just made it even better.
Yeah, I still want some of the banter in between the turtles.
Oh yeah.
I still want some of that. But
you gotta have that.
But yeah, because they're the four teenage brothers. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But come on, but I want it to be more real. I want to see more real ninjutsu and martial arts and and the repercussions of that. I want to see that kind of stuff. So let's see them actually fight. That's why the 1990 was good. You actually saw them fight, not breakdance battle, Tokar and Razar and ninja rap.
Guilty pleasure.
I know. I understand. I'm just saying.
So imagine this, Efren.
Yeah.
This movie comes out in a theater. We go to the AMC. We watch this movie. We walk down a few doors down, 3 doors down, and have some CC's Pizza.
Yes. It has to be done.
It has to be.
I hope CC survives all this, but it has to be done.
Yeah.
It does.
CC's, if you're watching, we're thinking of you and we miss you.
Yes, as soon as you open, we're there.
Yeah.
But yes, I would love that very much. That needs to happen. We watch that and eat pizza. It's the only thing that we should do. It needs to happen.
My boss is looking over my shoulder in my window.
Yes, he is, being a creepo. Actually, he's probably like, man, I want to get in there and talk movies.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Actually, he doesn't know I'm doing this right now. So, youth group, Wednesday at youth group, we will talk about John 3:16. That's good.
Yeah, there we go.
But,
Austin 316.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no, it's getting crazy.
Yeah. Well, I got to take off. That is the movie news.
But that's all the movie. Yeah, that's all the movie news we had anyway. So we plan on this one being quick.
And once again, Joe Schumacher is okay.
Yes, Joel Schumacher has passed. Pray for him and his family.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's your movie news.
Yep.
Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you later this week.
I will see you tomorrow.
Boom.
Yep.
Yes, with some exciting stuff. Oh yeah.
Yep. All right. See you guys.
See you guys.